Hello, hello. It's me. I'm back. Continuing Homestuck Meet Blog 6. Um yeah. Hello, hello. Meet. Yes, yes. Uh um I am probably just gonna get right into it. Tis Sunday. Tis a tis Sunday. I am human, I guess. Huh, yeah. We left off with meat with what happened? Dirk shot Jade, the other, or Jade, yada yada, with a voice activated gun and a setup that looked like they were going to assassinate either Mr. Carcat or Mr. Joke, one of those two. I think it went from you think it's one, but it's actually probably the implication would be the other, but then they go, nope, it's actually Calliope's vessel. I think calling it a vessel makes sense. And then what else happened? No voice actors today. We have one. We have one today. Um, the one who's reading me the reading the story of the Dirk's voice. So I feel like I'm not gonna be doing too much. uh, what? Yeah. And uh, Mr. Gerbos, do you have anything to say, or do you just want to start yourself?
I'm good.
Okay. Um, cough, cough. I guess.
Speaking of meat, holy shit, you just look more fucked up every time we come back to you, don't you, John? You're a disgraceful mess right now, covered in blood, mysteriously sticky, bruised all over your arms, legs, and neck. Terezi practically raked rows into your back. You catch sight of yourself in the rear view mirror. You're kind of embarrassed by what a post-coital train wreck you look like when all she's got is mussed hair. And you should be embarrassed. Seriously, it's like you were mauled by a wild animal. Jesus, don't either of you have any shame? I'm kidding, of course. I'm the last person to criticize a little power play in the bedroom. I just didn't expect you to be the kind of person who was into that sort of thing. You were into it, right? You're not sure. You feel weird, shaky, and numb, exposed like a grape with the skin peeled off. You pull your hoodie over your bandaged chest and rub the side of your face where she backhanded you during the backseat fracas. Just once. That's a black rom thing, right? All this, it was a black rom thing, right? You're like a broken cup glued back together, wondering if Terezi actually likes you, or if you've just infinitely cucked yourself into the one quadrant you like the least. You're feeling something for her too, but it's on a whole other planet from where she is. Terezi doesn't make eye contact with you when she slithers back into her shirt. She rolls down the window and floats outside.
Damn. Terezi sounds like a lot of fun. Oh my god. Hmm. Um. Hmm. Well. Well. Come on.
You sit together on the hatch like when you first met. You sit together on the hatch like when you first met up days ago. Terezi crawls into your arms and nuzzles right up against your chest, so you have no choice but to hold on to her. You would have done it anyway if she asked, because you're a total sap. The kind of guy who no doubt thinks banging a girl in a car is some deep, soul-shattering experience that bonds you for life. Yeah, John, you do think that. You think that you and Terezi are basically married now.
God damn. Fucking dirt. Um. I give up.
Oh, don't do that. Like, I'm not suddenly going to be okay with you dying here alone just because of, what we just did.
She elbows you gently and snorts into your neck. You think that's one of the most amazing sounds you've ever heard. Objectively, though, it's a horrendous sound, like a sound a pig makes when you're not looking, so you can't quite tell if it was snorting or farting. But for some reason, the little noise gives you palpitations. Holy shit, dude, you've got it bad.
No, idiot. I give up on Vriska.
Terezi says this like someone announcing they've lost their faith in God, and comparing Vriska to God sounds about right to me, since by now they're both approximately just as fake, seeing as I replaced the latter, and the former fucked off into the black hole a little earlier, never to be seen again. Can't say I feel too broken up about it, but you, John, feel extremely sad. Not for Vriska, but for Terezi. You run a comforting hand up and down her arm.
God.
Damn, Terezi. Come home with me.
Can we even go home?
Uh,
Can you? You're so tired.
I don't know actually.
What?
I mean, I don't know if I can use my retcon powers right now. I'm so.
You feel the same way you did at the end of your battle with Lord English, 1 foot out of reality already, like you could close your eyes and sleep forever. But you can't yet, John. Try a little harder to stay awake. You can rest soon. You wake up with your back flat on the car trunk, Terezi shaking you and looking genuinely frantic. You didn't even realize you fell asleep.
John. 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 John.
Hey, let me take a nap, okay? Then I'll take us home.
I don't think that's a good idea, John.
She used your first name 3 whole times in a row. Wow. It's truly pathetic how happy that makes you, but it gives you the energy to push yourself into a sitting position. You rub your face and realize that you've lost your glasses. You feel so awful that you didn't even notice how blurry everything looks without them. You grope for Terezi's hand and get her thigh instead.
Hold on to me, okay? No matter what happens, don't let go.
Are you sure you can do it?
No, but
You won't know if you don't try, so you give it everything you've got.
Damn. I don't want to Hmm. I'm like. I'm liking the this epilogue version of Dirk in a certain way that's different than the way I was liking Dirk in Homestuck. I think it's closer to how I like Airden maybe? Gamzee? Hmm. He's he's a good hater though. He's, damn, he's a really good hater. Like Dave if he was evil and somehow cared even less about the things he does. Yeah, all Dirk isn't our Dirk. He's every Dirk collapsed into one. Ah. You know, hmm. You know what? I'm liking John again. I'm liking John a lot more again after this. He got it down. uh, cough, cough.
Speaking of giving it everything you got, here comes Jake McGee about to pop his pistols off in front of a whole crowd of Carcat's progressively proletarian partisans. Okay, let's strike that bit of alliteration from the record. I don't know what came over me. I probably just made the mistake of getting too close to the gaping black hole that radiates pure asininity from the space between Jake's ears. His event horizon of buffoonery has the dual effect of making everything around him slightly lamer while sucking unsuspecting victims into wanton sexual indiscretions, which, if you're very lucky, you'll be too drunk to even remember. But, well, look at him. How can you not fuck this guy? I mean, I'm never going to fuck him again, but I bet there's a good chance that you want to. Don't even try to say you don't, because no one's buying it. After all, that's what this entire election is about to boil down to. Decisions made based on the primal fuckability of the dumbest asshole on earth. The crowd is all in a tizzy, waiting for Jake to sashay his famous ass back up to the podium. It was quite melodramatic, that little assassination fakeout I staged. It might have even inadvertently jumped the Vantis campaign in the polls. Of course, I'd never do something so stupid as turn Karkat Vantis into a martyr. God, could you imagine? The last time some incompetent asshole with his blood color bumbled his way into a tragically symbolic death, the entire troll race spent half a millennium stroking themselves off to it until they were convinced hearing the word fuck could trigger spontaneous enlightenment. No thanks. Jake's going to put an end to Karkat's political career with the level of gravitas it deserves. All the pomp and circumstance of a wet fart. Here comes the man of the hour. He stops at the base of the stage, adjusts his bow tie, rolls the hemline on his shorts up another notch to show off the top quarters of his finely tuned and greased vastus lateralis muscles. He slides the endorsement speech Dave has so considerately prepared for him out of his front pocket. I let him read it over once more, even though there's nothing in the universe that could possibly matter less.
Okay.
I swear, could this day
They
possibly get any stupider?
God, I love this.
You're a meshy.
Hey,
They call
Guapara, you're
him
conscious. I'm not used to that.
That was
a cheap shot last
and
time. Oh. I better turn this on. Okay. Oh, wow.
You're a meshy. Yo, sure you still want to do this? Yeah, it's not too late to call it off. By which I mean this entire fucking comedy of errors that Dave preposterously insists on calling a campaign. Or how about the election itself? We can put the kibosh on that on that too if you want. If you're feeling uncomfortable, Jake, just say the word. We'll stick a prog shovel in the whole deal and go home.
Dave elbows him.
Or, just your speech. Don't be daffy, chap. Don't be daffy, chaps. If I were the sort of man to balk at the bit of a hot potato in the evening, I wouldn't be where I am today.
Dave and Karkat exchange a look. They don't stop him, though, because a plan is a plan. Jake spins on his heel and goes swaggering up toward the podium, grinning cheek to cheek at the familiar sound of a crowd chanting his name. He sets his speech down and smooths out the paper, only to find his hands swamped with sweat. What's that, Jake? You didn't notice your hands were sweating until now? Not surprising considering how overtaxed your precious few neurons are at any given time.
Hello, folks. Dandy weather we're having here, isn't it?
Jake's hands are so sweaty they've smeared the words in the speech beyond recognition. He begins to panic.
Thank you, everyone, for coming out to this banjo of a day to, do whatever it is that we've all congregated to do.
At the bottom of the stage, Karkat and Dave put their heads together in adorably platonic conspiratorial kinship. Karkat whispers directly into the shell of Dave's ear. I don't even have to direct him to do that. It's just his natural inclination to practically stick his tongue straight to the center of Dave's skull while practicing a bit of perfectly harmless, non-sexual, intimate close talking. Jesus, if I have to watch one more minute of this beta bitch calamity, I'm going to fucking dissipate on an atomic level.
What is he doing? I saw him reread the speech. You're a meshy, yeah. I don't know how he does this public speaking shit every day. Maybe this is just how he warms up a crowd. Let's give him a, Dave, are you okay? Oh, I'm fine. For a moment, something felt off. Again. What? Is the assassin going to take him out after all? No, it isn't. No, it's not that. It's wonderful to see such a jammy cornucopia of supporters. By golly, the lot of you sure are enthusiastic about the Carcat chap, which means that we potentially have a few things in common since I've come here to, to, I've come here to.
Jake tugs at his collar. It feels tight suddenly. He's dripping buckets down under his suspenders. Dark patches are starting to form on his dress shirt.
Rather, that is to say, in delicate times such as these, even though usually it's a tougher of a bad idea to talk politics in public, today we have all most certainly gathered here to have what is definitely a political conversation. Yes, that does seem to be the lay of the land. That I've come here to tell you all about my political opinions, which I will get to shortly and with minimal verbal bric-a-brac bric-a-brac because I
He's trembling so hard he begins to worry that the crowd can hear it, like the sound of somebody shaking a soda can filled with coins. He goes pale as the depravity of what he's about to do hits him like an 18-wheeler.
I've made a terrible mistake.
Hey, Jake, don't undersell yourself here. You've made several terrible mistakes, especially as of late. One might even say that you've made a shit ton of them, and that's just this fucking week. Or, if you'd prefer, a rusty jalopy stuffed to the whirligigs with gum feculence, or whatever inept combination of archaic word garbage will help underline the sheer level of personal failure you've managed to achieve. Why don't you have a good long think about that, Jake? Is this really the time for a good long think? Jake muses to himself, actually putting a finger to his chin like some public domain clip art picture of a befuddled guy. If the crowd is confused by his rapid cycle mood changes, they don't show it. Jake's got a Jake's got a bit of a day drinking problem, which has been slavishly documented in the global tabloids. That's how you avoid responsibility, isn't it, Jake? You can fool your fans, but not yourself. The truth is that there's a canniness to the act. It's partially cultivated. You're stupid, but you're not nearly as stupid as you pretend to be.
What in the devil was I thinking coming here? Why did I came here to.
Slide the biggest knife any motherfucker ever wielded directly into your friend Jane Crocker's back. She loves you, Jake, more than anything, and you toyed with her heart. And you would have guiltlessly toyed with her kettle drums too had it not been for a bit of divine intervention, let's decide to call it. But wait, you're thinking, wasn't it Jane merely executing a cold blooded maneuver to rein you into the stable of her campaign using her body? How are you the bad guy here? That's true, she was trying to do that, but come on, she's ever so much less experienced than you in these matters, Jake, and without certain invisible guardrails in place to prevent it, she would have thrown herself at you again and again with wide eyed girlish wonder. Or at least that's what you like to believe, that people can't resist you, that you have no responsibility for their feelings, that everyone uses you, that you're the victim. Yes, it's so unfair that anyone in this universe or the last has ever had a single expectation of Jake English. Why should anyone respect your personal autonomy when you're practically begging to be taken advantage of? So tell me, Jake, which one of us is really the bad guy here? Jake begins to tear up. He wipes his eyes with what he thinks is a subtle and manful feint, but everyone in the crowd sees what's up. He's trembling, feeling small and naked and raw, like new flesh after a scab's been pulled away. He's scared. He's been scared. He's been running from this feeling his entire life, all because he was so pants-shittingly terrified of being in love with Dirk Strider. And why wouldn't he be afraid? He knows what will happen when he finally admits it. He knows deep down that to truly love Dirk would be to submit to him. That's a scary thought. It takes a certain degree of mental fortitude to admit that you love someone so intensely it could subsume your entire personality. But Jake can see now that it's simply how things were meant to be. There are leaders in this world, and there are followers. which is a fact that has absolutely nothing to do with the position one prefers in the bedroom. Jake can't believe he's wasted years denying something so elemental to his nature that it might as well be on the periodic fucking table. He braces his shaking hands on the podium and tries to catch his breath. His mouth is filling with saliva, much like it does when he's about to throw up, or when he's desperately, devastatingly aroused. Jake, are you aroused in public? Thinking about your ex? And in such tight shorts? I'm sorry, I'm overdoing it. That should be enough. Dude's about to pop off. The words erupt from his mouth like a tragic, Dirk thirsty Vesuvius.
I love Dirk. I'm in love with Dirk.
And to love Dirk is to obey him. What would Dirk want him to do in this situation? Definitely not sell out his good and dear friend Jane for a loud-mouthed pipsqueak who noisily transcends failure even as he redefines it. Do good by her, Jake. Do good by me.
Okay, okay. Hold on. Hold on. Okay, okay. I guess I didn't take Dirk as to be a bottom like that.
You're a meshy. Oh, Jesus fucking Christ. Boy, howdy. Sorry about the hiccup there, folks. Hiccup? SMAFH. I've been dealing with some personal issues as of late and was momentarily distracted. But never mind that. I know what you've all come here today to hear. There has been quite a ruckus in the press these last few weeks concerning the subject of the election and, more importantly, where I stand on the candidates. So today, I'd like to set the record straight on that matter, as well as all other matters. You see, takes a deep breath. Oh, you're a meshy. Oh no. Is he about to do what I think he is? What the fuck is happening?
Carcat whips his head around and sees Dave bolt towards the stage, his palm outstretched to stop Jake from doing what he thinks he's doing. He's fast, but not fast enough. Jake opens his big, dumb mouth to make the only important contribution to the plot he ever has or ever will make in this whole sad, pointless joke of a life.
I
Having said that, it's not like we're going to sit around and listen to any more words come out of his mouth than we strictly need to. Christ almighty, what are we, masochists? Nah, that's enough of that. Let's see what John's up to.
Damn. Okay. Fuck, he really did that. Huh. Take English, yada yada. I'm like I am trying to remember how Dirk and Jake were in the relationship in Homestuck, even though that was like fucking what? Like, how old are they in this one right now? And Candy, I guess I knew exactly how old they are. Are they still like around 23 at this point in Meet? I assume so. Because we're still pre-election, right? So they're all probably around 23. So it's been what? That's 7 years. So they're 16, 16, 16-ish X. It's almost 413. So they're like 16, 17 around there. 16 to 17 throughout that relationship. Or do their birthdays match up with all of their other like? Do their birthdays match up with Dave, Rose, Jade, and John? Because John and Jane's birthday line up. Did the other ones line up? Huh. Uh 6, 7. Hmm. Okay. Okay, so it's going by fast again. Let's see what's going on with these fellas now, I guess. Um
You zap back to Earthsea with the last of your energy, and I do mean last. You place your first foot on the ground, stumble forward 3 steps, and cough up blood. Terezi has to catch you under your arms, but you're already going translucent around the edges. Your skin is cooling to the touch. The poison is coursing through your blood so fiercely it's making your veins feel like cords. Terezi can tell you're dying. She's not in great shape herself, but she manages to tug you to your feet.
John. John, come on. Let's get you to Jane.
You try to remember if you've ever been revived by Jane before. You honestly can't recall. So much shit has happened. Maybe? It doesn't matter. This isn't a wound you can recover from. It's game over this time. No healing, no afterlife, no cosmic clock proclaiming your sacrifice as heroic. The poison needling through you is antithetical to narrative relevance. You're not dying, John. You're being erased. Cherubs don't fuck around. We've both been learning that the hard way. I guess it's tragic, though maybe not in the conventional sense. My view is the real tragedy with you, John, is that you never mattered all that much. To those on the level of the cherubs, and now my level as well, you were never all that special, despite the critical role you played. You were just a middling glob of human glue used to seal one glaring gap left in canon. A simple tool to be wielded by a mechanic whose consciousness has risen high enough to see the machine for what it is. Your complete lack of remarkability, specific motivation, drive, opinion on where to direct your own fate, these deficiencies are exactly what made you so useful, so susceptible to being endowed with the you-ness I've borrowed to satisfy my purposes. You slip from Trezi's grip and face plant into the grass. You hitch an elbow beneath yourself so you can roll over onto your back. You want to see the sky. What was it that you thought when you went home, John? Back to your real home? That the sky here is too bright? That it looks like someone nudged the contrast a couple degrees in the wrong direction? How does it look now? You close your eyes against the light.
I don't think it matters. I don't think this is a wound Jane can fix.
Don't be ridiculous.
Terezi, for once in my life, I'm being serious, okay? As soon as I got bit, I was dead. No, even before that. I was dead the moment I woke up that morning.
Well, that's a little melodramatic. Not quite, John. You died the moment you made the decision to go meet your destiny. You would have lived if you made the other decision, under a certain definition of the word living. You might have even lived until the end of your immortal lifespan, as shitty as that sounds. The objective reality of uh the objective reality of that life might be in dispute by some of the more pedantic canonistas out there, the outspoken sophists when it comes to what counts and what doesn't. They know who they are, but whatever kind of life in a bubble you'd be living, at least you'd still be breathing in it. That was the actual choice Calliope was giving you that day. That's why she looked so sad when you decided to fight Lord English, even though you knew both then and now that it was the only choice you possibly could have made. It was, John. This will be the best outcome for everyone. I promise.
John.
Hey, come here.
Trezi kneels at your side. She doesn't do anything sappy like take your hand. Mostly because she knows how this is going to go and doesn't want to experience the tactile sensation of feeling your pulse slow under her palm.
I've got, dying words to say and stuff.
Really? Dying words. Oh my god, Egbert. You really are the lamest person who has ever lived. This isn't a movie, you complete dumbass. You're dying, and you won't even let me help you.
Terezi? Are you crying?
She wipes her eyes and nods.
I can't believe it.
I resent the implication that I would pretend to be unaffected by your death after we had an emotional, significant sexual encounter in the back of the four-wheel device once belonging to your dead human luscious.
Heh. I guess even after all that, I'm still a little intimidated by you, huh?
Still,
Yeah. I mean, you have black feelings for me. But I just can't feel stuff like that. I'm just a human after all.
John,
It's okay. I'm glad that I got to be with you, even if it was just for a little while. Do you mind if I say something stupid? Potentially? Even multiple stupid things?
would you still say them even if I said no?
P- Probably.
Then I'll be your death side confessor. Say all the stupid things, John. I will remember them for you.
Wow. That actually sounded kinda romantic.
She doesn't confirm or deny the intent of her statement. She cries quietly and waits for you to say whatever dumb shit is rattling around in your poison-addled mind. There's a chilly breeze rolling in from the mountains. It rustles through the trees, breaking the perfect silence of an autumn afternoon. You try to touch her face, but you can barely see now. You miss and lovingly caress the air instead. Your hand lax. Your hand lands back on your chest. You feel blood soaking through your shirt. You're bleeding again.
Oh man. Now that I'm on the spot, I can't think of anything significant to say. I always hoped that if I was in this position, I'd have something really awesome and memorable to say. Like, like Nick Cage would, if he died.
Don't worry. I'll tell everyone you said something really cool.
Would you really do that for me?
If you want me to.
I don't. I don't think anyone will believe you.
No, they will. I promise I'll watch every shitty movie you liked and find just the right stupid fucking quote. Something that nobody would ever doubt John Egbert would use as his final words. They'll believe it. Trust me. I'll make them believe it.
Terezi, you know, I think I really love.
Don't you dare.
I really love.
Don't you dare say a dare fucking die on me in the middle of a love confession. I forbid it.
But I. I.
Then John dies in the middle of a love confession. Trezzy leans closer, then holds perfectly still. She tilts her ear toward him and sniffs once. There, she can hear it. The low seeping of blood like a distant stream. The scent of his life leaving his body, strangely, unmistakably like the quality of the air before it rains. She listens to him bleed while she smells him die. Terezi presses her ear to his chest and confirms that his heart has stopped. Her tears dry up at that. She's so devastated she can't even fucking cry. What is she supposed to do now when John was the one who asked her to come back to this place? Would she ever have had any intention of returning if it weren't for him? She doesn't know anymore. She remembers his voice so earnest and freeable, asking her over and over again to come home. In multiple realities, all he wanted for her was this, to be home safe with all their friends. And now that she's here, she's lost. Legs shaking, she gets to her feet and takes a whiff of the horizon. Where the fuck am I? She thinks. How do I just get on with living here after everything that just happened? That's definitely a fair question, but I have one that's much more important for her to answer. Terezi, are you seriously going to leave the body here?
Huh?
Of course not. Terezi's a practical girl after all. She digs the wallet out of her blood-stained pants and captures the corpse. She holds it close to her heart like a secret, like John's stupid last words, a confession whispered for her and no one else. And then she starts walking home.
Um, hmm. Damn, John kind of sucks at the end there a little bit. A little bit. Ah. Damn. Damn. Okay. So, I guess. Hmm. I don't think if I could consider like Terezi's whole journey to be more suffering than John's, which I guess it is. Yeah, I guess it is. Yeah, I would say it is. Yeah, everything she does is based on just her. I don't know, her desire to. Hmm. Dirk basically just pressed the end call button for him midway through a love confession. Damn. Uh, hmm, hmm. Let's continue. Cough, cough.
So it turns out that home is an entirely abstract concept, a state of mind, if you will, rather than a literal physical construct that can make you feel one way or the other. Terezi's been gone long enough that her friends seem like strangers, entangled in relationship dynamics that she's obliquely excluded from, embroiled in petty feuds, obsessed with politics. Oh, do you want to know how those petty feuds and political obsessions turned out, by the way? I thought it was pretty obvious, but I'll say what's up anyway. Jane swept the election, of course. I told you I was going to win. After Jake's incoherent and scandalous heel turn at Karkat's ill-fated rally, no amount of esoteric three-dimensional JPEG artifacts could have salvaged the Vantas campaign. Besides, Dave and Karkat now have other concerns, mainly that their BF Jade has been in a coma for an entire month. They've been in and out of the hospital handling her affairs. Her next of kin is listed as John Egbert, and no one's seen him in ages. It's like he just disappeared suddenly, like some great hand came out of the sky and crossed his name off the big list of guys we ever need to give a shit about anymore. Terezi heard about Jade from a rather harried Kanaya, who is doubtlessly run ragged from the hot potato plot circles that I've been sending her on for weeks to stop her from reading me the riot act of for kidnapping her lovely wife. The woman is obviously hysterical and needs to chill the fuck out. I mean, she's hysterical because I've been specifically and deliberately causing her to be that way, sure, but still, she should be fine soon enough. It takes Terezi a couple of days to work up the what exactly? What is she supposed to be feeling right now? I'm not sure myself. Maybe I should take a minute to think about the thing you're supposed to feel when someone goes through whatever the hell it was she just went through. If I come up with any ideas, I could easily do her the favor of helping her feel it. Whatever it is she's supposed to feel, what she actually feels is empty, colorless, dried up as she walks beneath a holographic billboard displaying Jane's glorious victory speech. The ceremony accompanying the speech is patently absurd, stuffed with so much pomp and circumstance that Terezi's nose can't make sense of what she's supposed to be looking at. It's all just light and color, signifying nothing. Her internal smelloscope is so discombobulated from the onslaught of pastry-themed floats and Jane's tearful soliloquy on the legacy of responsibility she is about to inherit that she mistakes the familiar figure standing in front of the hospital for someone else entirely.
Hey, cool kid. How's Jade doing?
Roxy turns around and blinks in confusion. Trezi blinks back. Kanaya had warned her that Roxy had been going through some changes, but this still takes her by surprise. So, in her defense, this was an honest mistake to make. Dave gets half of his genetics from Roxy, after all, and since her big heart to heart about the personal politics of queer onion metaphors and 10 stages of a galaxy braining through the many vicissitudes of the phrase no homo, Roxy has decided to really step up her gender experimentation. I guess at this point she's gone beyond stage 10, which I imagine is somewhat like reaching Super Saiyan 2 of gender and then going even further beyond. She's got the shades trademark now, and sports one of those sweep over hipster cuts Dave loves so much. Nothing ambiguous about this presentation, although if I'm being totally real, it's a bit derivative. Anyway, I can't complain too much about her decision to crib the Strider style since, she's family. Besides, I'm T minus 10 hours from fucking off this gay earth forever. It's her life, her gender, her style. She can be whatever the fuck she wants. Roxy's whole face lights up when she sees Terezi.
Damn. Damn, the worst haircut. I can't. Wait. So actually, I'll do this real quick. Do map. I guess it would make more sense to do at the beginning. She pops in at the end. Hmm. Uh, okay. And she has shades. It just says the shades, TM. What kind of shades would she sport? Could just imply it's just aviators though. Hmm. I'm Gene Terezi. I didn't know you were back. What up? Oh. Oh. Roxy, hi. Hi. I thought you were Dave. Oh, LMAO, that makes sense. I thought for a minute you were appreciating my rad new look. But I know I got a ways to go before I dethrone the original cool kid. No. You are very cool. In fact, I would probably venture that if we were judging coolness in a formal coolness contest judged by the pros on a completely objective basis, you're actually about 4 billion. You're about 1 billion times cooler than Dave. Wow. Thanks. Which is. Oh. Uh, uh, which is which is a fact that seems so obvious that I've definitely knocked several ranks off my own personal coolness attribute by even saying it aloud, rather than allowing it to be assumed. LOL, no way. Terezi, you're like the raddest chick I know.
Terezi's jaw tightens. She's not ready to hear any words that remind her of those few hours with John. Her hand goes to her pocket where she keeps the wallet. She traces the contours of it with her thumb and forces a smile.
If you say so. Yeah, I fucking do say so. And don't make me repeat myself.
Roxy seems almost effusive despite the circumstances. An earthy, genuine effusiveness that lights her up from the inside. Terezi's head is filled with stories about a different version of Roxy, the polar opposite of the one standing in front of her.
So, you're here to see Jade, huh? Yeah, I heard what happened to her and I thought I should come. Well, you know.
Pay respects? No, that's dumb. Terezi knows that's dumb. This is just a motion you go through. John would definitely want to be here, though, and technically Terezi is taking him with her. He may be in her pocket, but lately she's been feeling more like he's under her skin. She hasn't told anyone what happened, but at least she knows she can look at him whenever she wants.
Yeah, it's looking grim. On one hand, she's just laying there, so there's not really a chance of her doing anything either evil or heroic to off herself permanently. But it's also been so long. It's like, is she just gonna sleep forever? Sleeping forever definitely sounds like a Jade move to me. Yeah, LOL. I feel bad cracking jokes about it, but I think it's what she'd want us having hope and all. Yes. Where's Calliope? You two are still together, right? Oh, God.
Back when Jade first got all effed up, Callie saw something and it made them freak out. It took me weeks to convince them that it was safe to come home. But now we've got the opposite problem, and they aren't leaving the house at all. They stay home all day with the blinds drawn, painting some weird ass shit on the walls. What? It's not as bad as it sounds, I promise. Some of it is like weird and violent. Like lots of nasty purple blood and nudity. Yeah, yikes. But most of it is cute stuff like various combos of all of us being happy and getting married and shit. Anyway, that's kept Callie kind of busy. So it was hard as hell to convince them to let me come see Jade at all. It's like they're traumatized and they'll think I'll drag whatever possessed Jade back into our home with me. Does Callie know what happened to Jade then? Maybe IDK. I'm not gonna push them. Callie's got all kinda hang ups about their existence and purpose and potential lack thereof. When they're ready to talk about it, I want them to be able to talk about it, you know. Yes, it does sound like pushing them when they're vulnerable will just backfire.
Trezzy startles a bit when her phone buzzes. Who would even be messaging her now when the only person she ever talked to is currently dead in her other pocket? She's intrigued, but she thinks better of worrying about it. It'd be rude to look at her phone while she's in the middle of a conversation.
Oh, that reminds me. Have you seen John lately?
Trezzy's heart skips a beat. It's almost as if Roxy's the one reading her mind.
Why do you ask?
No one else has asked yet. Roxy gives a shrug. A conflicted look crosses her face, but I can't see past it. With the dead cherub out of the picture, the aura of void surrounding Roxy once again is impenetrable. Those baller shades aren't exactly improving my odds of reading her either. I'll say again what I've always felt about her on some level. Some riddles were never meant to be solved.
He went back to the medium a while ago, right? I thought maybe you and he crossed paths.
Trezzy does not flinch. Her pleasant expression does not falter. She's good at the appearance of confidence, even when racked with indecision and grief.
No, I haven't seen him. Ow, damn, that's too bad. Callie and I have been worried. Kinda hoped he would have come back. Or at least let us know what he's up to. Ah, between this and what's going on with Jade, the lack of closure is gonna keep me up at night. I'm sorry. I wish I knew what to tell you. Hey, it's fine. You can fix everyone's Oh, you can't fix anyone's you can't fix everyone's problems. I know.
Roxy pinches her lips together and examines Trezzy over the rim of her sunglasses for a moment. Maybe, having watched her own friend group suffer stress fractures recently, she understands the weight of those words as uttered by this specific person. Because Terezi is a fixer, and it has been a very difficult lesson for her to learn that some things are simply out of her control. Maybe it's just that Roxy can hear the bone deep sorrow in her voice.
Um, OMFG. It's him. It's him, you fucking oaf. What? Who are you loudly whispering to? Oh, nobody.
Oh, my bad. Why not send him my regards? Tell him he makes a kick ass him for me. It suits the hell out of him.
I'm not fucking telling him that.
Whatever was bothering Roxy, it passes quickly, and he says nothing about it. He puts his hand on Terezi's shoulder and gives it a warm clap. The fraternal kind, which a couple of solid dudes might exchange after having just broed out. It's convincing, actually, reasonably authentic and quite masculine. He's off to a great start exhibiting the mannerisms associated with his chosen gender. I am genuinely proud of him.
Okay. Well, I should get going. It was nice catching up. Don't be a stranger, all right. Stranger than what? LMAO, you're a riot. But you know what I mean. Yeah, see you.
As soon as Roxy's gone, Terezi regrets lying to him about John. It's a hard secret to keep, but probably a harder one to reveal. Maybe it would have been better if she had run into Dave instead of Roxy. It would have been easier to confide something like that to Dave, wouldn't it? Well, maybe it would have been easier years ago in a different timeline. And even then she messed that up, didn't she? But we can't beat ourselves up too much for our teen mistakes, let alone the stuff we can't even remember, because it technically never even happened to us. We have enough to worry about as it is, right, Terezi? I know you can hear me.
Of course I can hear you. You've been broadcasting your nonsense at me nonstop since John zapped us back. I know that every member of your family except the one I just had a pleasant brief conversation with is genetically incapable of shutting up. But can't you just let me be depressed in peace?
I feel depressed all the time, but I can't remember ever having the luxury of feeling peaceful about it. Why should it be different for anyone else?
What do you mean?
Come on, Terezi, you don't belong here. You know you don't belong here.
And what the hell do you know about where I belong? What do you know about what I know? Have we even had a single sustained conversation that lasted more than 10 minutes?
To be honest, I'm not sure if we've ever exchanged any words at all, but why should that matter? Here we both are. It's a beautiful day. You've got your dead boyfriend in your wallet, and we've already managed to strike such a nice metatextual report, so hear me out. I know that you've always felt out of step here on Earthsea. I know that you could easily put on a brilliant act that would fool everyone. You could potentially do that for the rest of your life. It will eat into you, hollow you out like a parasite because you'll always refuse to allow yourself to be understood. You know you'll never be happy here, and neither will I, because this place isn't for people like us.
Dirk, I have no idea what you're talking about.
You'll see if you come with us. Hey, here's an idea. Why don't you bring him with you?
Him?
Yeah, you saved his body for a reason, right? Maybe it doesn't even have to be the end for him. Endings are kind of overrated anyway. I'll give you some time to think about it. My door is open, but not for long, and I do give her the time. I ease the throttle back a bit, just enough so that I'm not whispering directly into her ear when she slips the wallet out of her pocket. She clutches it so hard in her palm that she's digging dents into the leather and bites her lip. The gentle breeze is all she can hear. It's louder than my voice and in some understated way makes my case for me more persuasively. She knows I'm right.
Sure, buddy, sure. Oh my god, I'll be right back. OMG. Uh, yes, I'll be right back. Bah. I am back. Hello, I'm back. Is Mr. Gerbos ready? Are they here? Sound like a pigeon if you're here.
I don't think pigeons make noise.
That's
They have to make noise. How else do they like get it on? You know, like aren't birds famous for their like noises they make? I guess like I guess like I guess peacocks like show
Pigeons
their
are
like
famous
thing.
for the noises they make when they engage in coitus.
Uh,
Is
uh,
that going on record?
I'm saying like birds tend to make noises to attract mates, right? And it's always like either like a beautiful song, like beautiful noises, like a wonderful melody, or it's the most rancid fucking thing you'll hear, and it'll be like 5 a.m. in the summer. Your windows open with the screen up, yeah, because you went to sleep like that, and you're just woken up to just birds going crazy, and it's kind of sucks, kind of sucks. But not pigeons, but not pigeons. 'Cause I don't really see pigeons in my day to day ever. Hmm.
I see.
Okay. Yeah. Hmm. Since you did make a noise and you said pigeons don't make noise or something, I'll assume you're ready then. Cough.
We make a quick stop back at Rose's apartment. She understandably wants to pack a few things before we leave this planet forever. Not a whole lot, mind you. It's not like she'll be needing many clothes from now on. Oh, come on. Can we keep our minds out of the gutter for more than 2 fucking seconds? That's not what I meant. She'll have to leave her current body soon if she's going to survive the absolute realization of her ultimate self. The new body I've made for her won't have much use for her usual ensembles. That's all I was saying. Do you really need all of this crap? Rose is sprawled out on her bed, resting. It's pretty much all she can bring herself to do these days, but in spite of her physically incapacitated state, her stare tracks me intently as I root through her belongings at her behest.
No, I don't. I don't need it. But I'd like to have it. Some of it. Just the important things. The memories that matter most.
We're going to make new memories. We have countless millennia ahead of us. The entire breadth of infinity. The past 7 years on this planet are cosmically irrelevant. When we get where we're going, you won't even want to remember this benighted rock anymore. Rose opens her mouth to launch into what would surely lead to a belabored and cyclical argument, but she doesn't have the strength. She groans instead. I know it frustrates her. It frustrates me too. That's why I want to get out of here as soon as possible. I let my voice soften. Rose, everything is going to be fine.
But Dad.
She pleads, affecting an exaggerated whine that sounds unintentionally authentic with how weak she is. Rose has really leaned into this particular line of irony, hamming it up with the dad jokes as if she derives some bizarre gratification from the fact of our relation. It's an apparently endless source of amusement for her. I don't get it, and I don't really care to speculate. I sigh and return to picking through her jewelry. The tactic fucking works on me, I guess. Is this the thing you were talking about? This rock rope?
Rock rope?
Rose lifts herself up barely enough to see. The effort to do just that seems to take everything out of her. She collapses heavily after she gets a look at what I'm holding up, huffing in annoyance.
First of all, that. The word for that object is a necklace. Second of all, does that look purple to you? Don't patronize me while I'm dying.
I can't make heads or tails of any of this shit. It's a big pile of shiny garbage. If you're so concerned about it, why don't you come over here and pick out what you want to pack yourself? I expect at least an aggravated retort, but nothing comes. I glance back and see that her eyes have grown glassy and distant, like 2 round cut amethysts. Her smile seems due less to fondness than stupefaction. The circles under her eyes are dark, and her head is cushioned on an arm bent beneath it. Keeping her eyes trained on me seems to be the only energy she's able to expend anymore. The omniscient sickness is wreaking havoc on her. I should hurry up. I'm glad I never had to feel whatever she's going through. Not everyone can be built like me. It just means I carry a greater responsibility to take care of those more fragile, especially the ones most important to me. I go through the motions of picking things out of her drawers, just grabbing stuff at random, because, like I said, it doesn't matter. When she next speaks, it seems her mind has wandered. Her voice is as distant as her expression.
Are you sure Kanaya is going to be okay with this?
I slide a drawer shut and shove whatever it is I'm holding into the bag without looking. There's no need to worry about that.
How? How will we break it to her?
You're not well enough to stress over this. You should just let me handle it. I can make her understand. What's happening here is the best thing for everybody. She'll come to see that someday. Rose breathes in deeply and exhales. She allows herself to close her eyes and tries to forget these troubling thoughts of the wife she's about to leave. Speaking of which, Kanaya is on her way back to the apartment. She's blocks away, frantically running in the direction of this building. She's a pretty fast runner, but she'll have to run faster than that if she wants to bust in here and cause a scene before we go. She senses she isn't going to make it up here in time and slows to a stop. She takes a moment to consider how she's going to play this. She's beside herself with rage. Her phone is out, poised to call someone. Probably me, but she needs to gather her thoughts and figure out what to say. She knows she's been played by now. She's sure of it, and so has to think of exactly what she can say to say to me to stop this from happening, or if nothing else, delay it long enough to force a confrontation. At least these are all things she's telling herself right now. They're only thoughts after all. Things she's decided she believes after neurotically parsing certain patterns of behavior from me and her wife. I guess from her ignorant alien position, it's reasonable to be suspicious that something shady is going on. But is it really? Is she sure she's not misunderstanding something? Could she have misread the signals or falsely assigned nefarious intent to a perfectly innocent series of events? As her breathing slows and her calm is gradually restored, suddenly she isn't so sure. Maybe she's gotten this wrong all along. If you want my take, I think she has gotten this wrong all along. That's right, Kanaya. You have been getting this all wrong since the very beginning. Your head is spinning with doubt now. Why were you running so fast? Why is your heart beating like this? You find a nearby bench on the sidewalk and sit down to really reflect on this, to question everything you've been getting so worked up over. The thing is, what you're suddenly questioning isn't so much about suspicions whether your suspicions that Rose and I have been sneaking around behind your back are wrong per se. It's that you're starting to wonder if they're right, but you've been the one who is wrong to object. This revelation hits you like a kick in the chest. It's heavy, it hurts, but only for a moment. Then you find it's like a weight is lifting off your shoulders. To finally face the truth. If Rose has been spending more time with me than you, if she's realizing she resonates more with me due to our natural similarities and finds my presence more rewarding than yours, then what does that say about you, Kanaya? Doesn't it confirm what you've always suspected deep down? That as flattering as it was that someone like Rose would give you the time of day, and as nice as that made you feel for as long as she was willing to put up with you, the truth is, on some level, you always understood you were never good enough for her. Pale green tears are flowing down your face. You have no idea how long you've been crying. You just noticed only now because you finally decided to confront the harsh reality of your marriage. It was always an illusion. You put your face in your hands and sob. The catharsis is relieving, bittersweet. Years of suppressed insecurities melt away. You're finally free of this. Alone, yes, but free. And so is she. You love her with all your heart, and because of that, you genuinely want what's best for her. Whatever will make her happy, and knowing this, that truly all you ever hoped for was to help her be happy, to be the best person she could be. It brings you comfort. It quells the grief into a dull ache, one that you'll be grateful to keep for the rest of your life, because it will always remind you of what you had with her. The tears have stopped flowing. You feel them drying on your face in the cool breeze. Your eyes are clear and focused. You know what you must do now. There is no crisis. There's nothing in which to intervene, nothing to stop. You tap your phone and hold it up to your ear.
Rose?
Hold on. You say something again for me real quick?
Hello, hello, hello.
Hi. Hello, Mr. Gallivanters. Ascent. Volume looks fine. Okay. Maybe there. There we go. Ka
Rose, sweetheart.
Kanaya, I'm so
Rose, it's okay. I know everything.
you do.
Yes, I understand what's going on now. I just want you to know how happy you made me.
Oh, Kanaya.
I won't be long. I just need to say a couple things while I can before I get too emotional about this. I finally get it. I know you and he belong together. I really hope you will both be happy wherever you're going and whatever you decide to do. I will always be thinking of you and be grateful for the life we had together.
I I'll always remember you, Kanaya. Thank you so much for understanding. I didn't know how to. I thought surely you would be.
Rose turn Rose's Rose turns her face into the bed to muffle her sobs. I'm holding the phone up to her ear. I move the phone quickly to follow the movement of her head.
It's fine, really, sweetheart. I love you.
I love you too.
Goodbye, Rose.
Before Kanaya hangs up, I quickly bring the phone up to my ear to say a few words. Hey, Kanaya, thanks for getting in touch before we take off. We both really appreciate that.
Oh, sure.
I'll take very good care of her, I promise.
Thank you, Derek.
Hey, one last thing before you head back to the brooding caverns or wherever. Think you can do me a favor?
Of course.
You've probably heard by now that Jade is sick, in a coma or something. She's in the hospital.
Yes?
I've got an antidote for that, medicine of sorts. If you give it to her, it should wake her up almost immediately. I left it here on the counter in your apartment. You can come pick it up and bring it to her at your leisure.
I see. Yes, I can do that.
Awesome. Well, later. I hang up and toss the phone on the floor. She'll be here soon, so it's time to wrap this up. Rose is exhausted, emotionally, physically, the works. She's nodding off but struggling to stay awake. She doesn't want to miss anything important, but there's nothing left to do here. There's no reason to put any more strain on her than necessary. I pull out a syringe full of the same stuff as usual. Worked wonders on Jake, then Jade. Should knock Rose out well enough for the long ride ahead. I inject it into her arm and her head drops down almost instantaneously. I pick her up and carry her like a sleeping princess. It slips my mind to bring along her bag of stuff. I walk to the sliding glass door, open it, and we fly away.
Wow. I kind of damn, I hate that I have to hate Dirk. Damn. I damn. Will I be able to um separate normal Homestuck Dirk to ultimate Dirk? Damn. I assume that's what this one ends, right? Yeah. Okay, that made sense to end there. Especially well. That's the last. Oh, No, because we're on 7, so it'd be 2 more. 2 more and a 3. Okay. Holy shit, though. Fucking. Where is it? Where is it? Understand why I was in a couple things before we get too emotional. Finally, I know you and he belong together. The fucking. Are my fucking pantaloons ready yet? That's pretty good. Huh. So it's fully like that. There's no like there's no play on it. There's no like, oh, it's just yeah, that's how it is now. Okay. Um does that count as okay, can let's do that. That's it. That's the only one. Incestuous undertones is I guess you know what does I guess I don't know. I guess maybe I don't fully know what the word means, I guess. What's the actual definition of this word? It is okay, yeah. So it is fully that. Okay. Some sexual change. Figuratively and unhealthy sleep and parties in a small group. Mental function, he's something to random. Interesting, okay. Oh, so that is the undertones of that then. Okay. Huh. Is there not like a separate word for that? I'm not gonna like look up if there's a separate word, but huh. Hmm. It's emotional incest, yeah. And hmm. Yeah, I don't want to look up what that word means. Like what an actual like definition would it be? Hmm. Fuck. Damn. Was it the first page or second? It was the first page. It was the first page where he was hating on John and Terezi, or mostly not just John, really. Was he hating on Terezi here? I think it was just John, right? You're not sure you feel shaky and numb, exposed like craven skin peel. Terezi actually likes you. Yada yada. Damn. Let's see. Derek's using some wrong verbiage here. Just wrong words in general. He's not a disgraceful mess in this part, right? He's more of like hmm. He's like the honored one, kinda. He's doing it better than anyone else at this moment. The only heck, I guess. Damn, I guess Gamzee's in my eyes would have done better though, because I guess Gamzee and Vriska be like that for a minute until like Gamzee gets by. Yeah. Hmm. I wonder what. Wait. Okay. Wait, what does that happen in Candy again? What- Uh. What? Is it this one? You look next to the cheekbone, I don't know, shatter it, yada yada, honk. What you just Frisco, still. Is that the page? Hold on, I'm just um hmm. Yeah. I don't think John could handle Vriska at all, actually. Damn. I think Vriska would actually kill John. Damn. I guess. Yeah. Meat John or Candy John? Definitely kill Meat John. Definitely. Quite easily in this like in this type of situation. Hmm. Hmm. But John, hmm. Yeah, no, John wouldn't be able to handle her at all. Yes, yes. Um, how's it going, Mister Gallivanter's Ascent? Oh, oh, they're away. Oh, they're
Man,
not.
having Discord open and your YouTube stream and the fucking the Homestuck page is open on the fucking my browser. It's all fucked for mobile, man.
You might just need like a better mobile device.
Probably.
You need to upgrade to a Damn, are there any like cheap, decent tablets?
Who can say?
I think. I don't know. Hmm.
Yeah, man, it's crazy. Like I got free right as my characters were on screen.
Hmm. Do you think that John was a disgraceful mess, or do you think he was like a hero of sorts, or just something in between during when he and Terezi had post the post moment or whatever?
Um, I wouldn't call Meet John disgraceful. Not in that particular moment, I don't think.
Okay.
I don't think it was graceful, but I wouldn't call him a disgrace.
Okay. Oh, damn, that went by pretty quick. Hour 20. Hmm. Hmm. The- Oh wait, I gotta hit this real quick. The age difference between Meat and Candy is kind of crazy to think about. I think Candy they're like 39, turning 40, and Meat they're like 23. Yeah, that's something I was mentioning. I forget what point. I think it was during like the speech? I can't remember. Hmm. When did the speech happen? Oh, it was literally the second page. Oldest they get is 36. Okay, because we do. Is it 36? Hold on, I'm trying to think. That sounds about right because we got 23. And then did we do a 10-year gap? We do a 10-year gap. And then they. No, wait. I don't want to like skip through everything to remember. Reading the wiki the other day and it said it's 36. So, hey, you can't trust a wiki. You can't trust a wiki. You got to go verify it yourself. Otherwise, it's like, what's the point? I mean, almost anyone can edit a wiki, and sometimes you get away with it, and then sometimes you get banned from any wiki for however long. A lot of the time, it's permanent, actually. Hmm. Yeah. It's like me. It's your Homestuck theme, Tomodachi Island. But do this. There we go. Hmm. Well, Harry Anderson's like 15, 16, right? And it's John's 23rd birthday, something like that. So start at least 38, because if John and Roxy immediately got busy, which was the power scaling? Was it was a power scaling wiki rather than MSPA? The power scaling wiki you can't trust for anything. I hate the power scaling wiki, but it's good to get a rough estimate of certain things. But they undercut a lot of people, oversell people. I kind of miss arguing about power scale and stuff when I was younger. It's a different time. I'm trying to. We are. It's only. Does it just? Do I just turn out to be just a short stream? Would this be the shortest stream I've ever done if I like ended it soon? What was the shortest one I've done? Let's get the TV out of the way just for the time being. Or do one more chapter is what Mr. Gerbo's tactician is saying. Could play Undertale though. Could. That is also an option. Oh, this would not be the shortest stream. I had a shorter stream in Candy even. Do Undertale. How much is left in this? So 7-8 postscript. That is 38 to 44. Do I just finish? Do I finish meat on Wednesday? Is that the play? Finish meat Wednesday, and then I can start Pesta Quest and Cyclonials. Right? Was that my gameplay? Was that my game plan? I guess apparently you can read Cyclonials on the Homestuck website now. That was something I seen on Twitter, I think. See, I have a list that's somewhat unorganized, but organized enough for me to understand. Yeah, they put Cyclonials on the website. Thank you, Mr. Gallivanters, for telling me in the chat. Psychological ills? Something. You were going to play it at some point and you forgot about it. It's on the website. I don't know how good it is to experience, but there's probably better to play the game. I know the community is a bit out there. The community's a bit out there. I mean, there's just the Homestuck community is kind of out there. Maybe not. Maybe not in that way. But maybe older Homestucks kind of would be. Yeah, it would be Pester Quest and then Cyclonials. And then Beyond Canon was my game plan. Okay. That was the strat. Wouldn't it be worth playing like the Steam game and then just like going, then just speed and just skipping through a bunch of buttons on the website to see how different they look? That'd probably be worth doing after I play it. So that might be the play. Okay. I'll do this again. I've done this before. Let's do this again. Let's zoom into here. I will create a schedule real quick again. Okay. So, Bob. We did that, and actually, if we finish it, then I can start this on Friday too. Then. Okay, wait. Boom. Friday. Something like that, I think would work out. Detective Pony, then I need Undertale. Yes. I think that's how you spell Undertale. On and off, music, Tuesday. Tuesday might. I should change Tuesday up in all honesty. But it'd probably just be this. Repeating for a little bit. Okay. Oh wait, I don't know what page I have open up on that. I don't want to open that. Okay. Yeah. So I'll just zoom in with the TV. Pull that out actually. Hour 30 in. I guess I'll just call this shorter stream today. So I was kind of confused how long it would take because the ending of Meat was tending to be longer than it was seeming, but then they seemed to get quite a bit shorter now. And who knows, maybe the full ending will be even like actually longer and it'll end up being a 7-year stream. But okay. So I'll be back Tuesday. I guess I want to continue in Homestuck music Wednesday. We'll finish the epilogues Wednesday. Finish Meat. And yeah. And then Vast Error. And I'll check out Burning Down the House. That'll be fun. That'll be exciting for me. That's what I've been waiting for a while to look at. Okay. Other than that, I think that'll be the play. Yeah. Yes. Okay. Actually, Mr. Gerbo's tactician or Mr. Galvan's descent. Do you have anything you wanna say before I kill the stream?
That could I marry him? Am I right?
I actually like like a little too much to be honest, but okay. Yeah. Well, that's about it. So, for realsies, thanks for hanging out. Thanks for listening to 3 people read a Homestuck epilogue segment. I didn't fully figure out what to call it, so I guess just an epilogue in general. Yeah, and bye.